But this problem can be overcome also. It can be overcome if, in addition to monopolizing the production of money, you also set yourself up as a banker and enter the banking business with the establishment of a central bank. Again, you just pass simply a law. It's not difficult to do. All states have done that. Because you can create paper money out of thin air, out of nothing, zero cost essentially, you can also create credit out of thin air. In fact, because you can create credit out of thin air, out of nothing, without any savings on your part, you can offer loans at cheaper rates than anyone else can do. You can offer loans even at rates close to zero. It doesn't require any sacrifice on your part to make any loans. So you don't have to ask much, so to speak, in return for the loans that you hand out. With this ability of creating credit out of thin air and offering them as at extremely low interest rates, not only is your former dependency on banks and the banking industry eliminated, moreover, you can now make banks dependent on you, and you can forge a permanent alliance and complicity between banks and state. Let me just emphasize, this is one of the defining elements of the current monetary system, that there is a complicity between states and the banking industry. You don't even have to become involved in the business of investing the credit yourself. That task and the risk involved in that task, you can safely leave to commercial banks. What your central bank, need to do is only this. You create credit out of thin air and then loan this money at below market interest rates to commercial banks. And instead of you paying interest to banks, banks now pay interest to you, to your central bank. And the banks in turn loan out your newly created easy credit to their business friends at somewhat higher but still sub-market rates of interest to earn from the interest differential. And in addition, to make the banks especially keen on working with you, you may permit the banks to create a certain amount of their own new credit, of new checkbook money that they can create out of thin air on top of the money credit that you created out of thin air. And this is what we call fractional reserve banking. That is, you create money out of thin air, and the banks, on top of the reserves of money that you created, create additional sums of money, checkbook money, also out of thin air. Now, what are the consequences of this type of monetary policy? Now, to a large extent, they are the same as the consequences of an easy money policy that I described before. Again, first, an easy credit policy is also inflationary. More money is brought into existence than existed before, and accordingly prices will be higher than they would otherwise have been, and the purchasing power of money will be lower than it otherwise would have been. And second, the credit expansion too has no effect on the quantity or quality of all goods that are currently in existence. It neither increases nor decreases their amount. More money is just this. It is just more pieces of paper. It does not and it cannot increase social wealth by one iota. And third, easy credit also engenders a systematic redistribution of social wealth in favor of you, the central bank, and the commercial banks within your banking cartel, which are the first recipients of your credit that you created out of thin air. You will receive an interest return on money that you have created at practically zero cost, instead of on money that is costly saved out of an existing income. Again, just let me be absolutely clear here. When you extend a loan to somebody, you must have saved something first in order to be able to give a loan. That involves a sacrifice on your part. When government grants credit or the central bank creates credit, there is no sacrifice on their part at all. They have not previously saved out of their existing income and then extend a loan. They have created the loan without any sacrifice on their part, without any savings on their part whatsoever.